Welcome to Black Man Lab. We are live on February 22nd, Monday. We are here with an exceptional group tonight. We're really looking forward to our conversation that we're going to have. This is kind of historic, what we have going here on the Black Man Lab tonight. We have a panel of all ladies. That is a first. We've had a couple of females on the panel before, but this is the first time that all of our panel is all women, and they are our young ladies of the We Need You Project. So we are really excited about tonight's conversation, and we are looking forward to getting their insight and their feedback as it relates to the project that we have going with the We Need You Project. I see my brother Mahogany Davis is here. I have my brothers Joe Barker as well as Jared Grant here as well tonight to help us with these young ladies. So Mahogany, check in with us.
What's up, fam? Oh man, y'all got the cream of the crop here, man. These are bad sisters.
Yes, sir.
So we're super excited to be a part of this project, the Young Creators, Innovators, and Entrepreneurs Project, and to be able to meet and work with these young ladies, and they're inspiring. And I'm sure our listeners and our viewers will be inspired by them, by the work that they do, their commitment, their cultural clarity, and the historical perspective that they come with as young sisters. So I'm just grateful to be able to be in, I guess, more of a relationship with them. I know many of them. I know some of their families for some years, but to be able to work directly with them has been a real blessing. So I'm excited about what we're about to experience right now. And so just for everyone who doesn't know or doesn't realize that we are a Black Man Lab, and we came out of the need for us to reach to our sons and to try to make sure that our sons, as they left for college about 5 years ago, they were equipped and ready and clear about what they were experiencing and what they were going to experience. And we just wanted to kind of surround them with some collective community wisdom. And so as an extension of that, we have born out of that now the Young Creators, Innovators, and Entrepreneurs Project that allows us to not only engage our young brothers, but sisters as well in centering them around the work of how they can reimagine themselves entering the Black liberation movement and struggle and social justice work, and then collaborating with each other as well as with some elders, and then creating something that is uniquely theirs and speaks to our current condition, but also this hopeful optimism that they have as young people that we all should continue to believe and embody. So that's it, man. I'm gonna turn it over to the master moderators, brother Joe Barker and Marty Monaghan, man. Y'all do this in ways that has gone to a whole nother level. So I'm a step, and I know brother Jared. Can I introduce Jared? Can I introduce the professor, or
Please.
Is that premature?
Absolutely, man.
So I'm going to introduce the professor and just ask that he do a couple things, because I don't think we have brother Fred Parham on just yet. So, brother Jared, would you mind centering us as well as in doing our Black Man Lab libation so that we can all be in the right space and place?
All right. Thank you, Brother Mauli. And welcome, strong sisters and intelligent sisters. Thank you for your creativity. And thank you for being here today. We're going to ask everyone to just kind of rest your shoulders, kind of turn your neck a little bit. Oh, excuse me. And and so we want to just kind of relax, and in that relaxation, we're going to take a few deep breaths. So everybody's breathe in your nose and out your mouth. So do a deep breathe, abdominal, all the way to your stomach. To breathe in. And breathe out. Again, deeply in. And push all that negativity out. one more time. Breathe deeply in. And out. Thank you. That breath seems to center us, it relaxes us, and it puts us in the right focus and frame of mind. Now we're also going to bring our ancestors in, hearts and minds, into our hearts and minds. We're going to think about those great ancestors that built the great pyramids, that built great civilizations. Our African ancestors who were able to survive the Middle Passage. We want to think about them, put them in our hearts and minds. Think about those great ancestors. Everybody think about them for a few seconds. And then everybody raise your fists. And on 3, say Ashe. 1, 2, 3. Ashe. And then I want everyone to kind of think about some of those great ancestors, those individuals, those great men and women throughout the entire African diaspora who did great things for us, that helped save us, that helped us in our journey. Think about them and put them in your hearts and minds for just a few seconds. Everybody raise their fists, and on 3 say Ashe. 1, 2, 3. Ashe. And then finally, think about your ancestors. All of those ancestors.
Oh, I think we're losing you, Jared.
I was hoping it wasn't
we
me.
lost him, but I'll finish it for him because I know. You there, Jared?
You there, Jared?
Yeah, I'm
there
sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, and think about those ancestors, hearts and mind, those ancestors that 10,000 ancestors that it took to create you, so that you can do the great work that you're doing right now, so that you can help us build the pathway for the future. We're helping. We built some bridges, but now you're going to cross it and do some great work. So think about those ancestors in your own bloodline that created you. Think about them for a few seconds. And on raise your fist, and on 3 say Ashe 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe.
All
right. Thank you, Jared. Thank you so much for getting the center. Thank you for bringing the ancestors into the space. We need that every week. We need that to make sure that we are moving forward in the right mind. So thank you for that. Without further ado, I want to make sure that we have time for our sisters to talk tonight, because we have a tendency to run long. So I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to speak your truth and talk about who you are and what you do. And with that, I want you guys to be able to introduce yourselves. So we give a quick introduction of who you are, give your name, and what you're doing with the project, and kind of where you're at, where you're in school at, if you're in school or if you're working, what you're doing with that. So I'll start with you, Amani. If you could introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Amani Salim, and I am a poet, and I go to Decatur High School.
Awesome. So you're doing spoken word with the project, correct?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I've heard some of the work that you've done so far, and it's, in a word, moving. So great work. Appreciate you, and keep pushing forward. Next up, Mahogany.
Okay, well, I'm Mahogany Jackson. I'm a spoken word artist and songwriter. I'm currently a sophomore at Fort Valley State University studying psychology and social work.
Great stuff.
Beautiful.
And Mahogany is bringing great energy to the group. I've seen you doing some great things already as well. Ramaya, how about you?
Hi, everyone. My name is Amaya Thomas. I am a business owner and entrepreneur. I'm the co-founder of an organization named Me Spark Change. I attend Atlanta International School. And yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Glad to have you. Thank you so much. And Ebony.
Hey everyone, my name is Ebony Jackson. Mahogany is actually my sister, so family.
I know.
I'm 25. I graduated in 2018 from Johnson C. Smith University with a bachelor's in sport management, as well as a bachelor's in business with the concentration in marketing. So for the project, I am lending some marketing necessities, as well as coming on as a creative songwriter and vocalist.
Nice. Great stuff. And again, just like your sister, I know you're bringing great energy. And both of y'all come from some pretty good stock. And one of our Black Man Lab partners and Brother Bobby Jackson. So glad to have you guys here. Thank you so much. Who's next? We got Nadia. How about you?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Sorry I don't have my camera on. I'm just not staying still at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm a senior at Spelman on the I'm a Flossie major on the pre-law track. And I'm helping out with the project, like trying to help out wherever I can. I want to help out on the marketing side for more. Yeah.
Awesome. And we need that. We definitely need that. And we see your work out there. So thank you so much.
No
Last but not least, one of our movers and shakers with the Creators, Innovators, and Entrepreneurs Project, Taylor Bradbury. Taylor.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Taylor Bradbury. I'm a senior at Syracuse University. This is my last semester. I'm a communications major, music industry minor. I'm kind of like, so I'm a part of the We Need You project, as well as, I help with some of the organizing that goes on just a little bit. So yeah, that's me. I'm just like your all around girl, I guess.
and a big piece of keeping all of the puzzles in place for Brother Miley Davis and the other organizers. So thank you so much for the work that you've been doing, Taylor, because I know that Brother Miley can move you around a lot, can't he?
Yes, yeah.
I know. So glad to have you. Glad to have all of you sisters. Thanks so much. Joe, did you want to kick off with the first question?
Sure. I wanna just kind of jump right into it and then work with the project. I do want to just a quick story. When Ebony was introducing herself, I was just waiting for her to say something along the lines of her major was business or something. As we have joined different groups, Marty, I was one of the mentors that jumped in the group me with her. And she doesn't know me from Adam. She doesn't know I rock with her dad, and her dad is just my dude, So I jump in the group, and, everybody, all the dudes like, hey, what's up, Joe? Hey, none of them really know me. Adam jumped in like, hey, what's up? So now what are you here to contribute? I was like, oh, she's about that life. She's about that life. She's about business. Salute. I said, hey, sis, I'm just here to be a mentor and offer some words of wisdom if I can. But man, I loved it. I'm like, yo, she definitely is about the business, which actually segues me into the, first thing as we jump into it. And Ebony, I will start with you. I know it looks like you're kind of mobile, but if you have time, because
I'm here.
Okay, cool. I do know Bobby very well and just think so highly of he and his entire family. But Ebony, and we'll start with you and go around. What is it? What is it besides just, my dad told me to? I know Attorney Davis and so forth. What is it that drew you to this project and said, this is something I have to be involved in?
Okay, there it is. Okay, well, honestly, for me, it's a little different. I work full time, everything like that. I actually just moved back to Atlanta at the beginning of the pandemic from Virginia. I was, just kind of exploring my young life. And moving back, I knew that coming back to Atlanta for me was a thing about finding or just harnessing all of the powers of my community, right? So I know that
Amen.
I wanted to come back to Atlanta to start, building roots for my own future. And so just working on that path for myself, and then ending up finding out about the program and everything. Once I found out, I was just like, this is something I have to do,
Right.
because as a young artist who's just not ever sure of how to put my work into the universe, or not sure about who I'm around or who's around me that I can collaborate with, or just anything like that. I just found it super important for me to go ahead and join the project, to meet other young creators. Again, I haven't been in Atlanta since I was 18, and so even though I know that I have a community here, right, and I have family and whatnot, I'm not really connected anymore. And so I just was so glad that something like this came about, because I need those connections. And I just knew it was going to be great. And it's just manifested itself to just be so powerful. And I'm like, I couldn't imagine not doing it. So.
Wow. I mean, Ebony, that's amazing that you would witness that you came home looking to do something, and it's like the ancestors drove you right in this direction. That's amazing. Wow, what a testimony to start us out with. I mean,
absolutely.
That's just too much. I want to go around. Nadia, we get to see you now. Hey, sis, what's going on? How about you?
Hey.
What drew you to the project?
I know for me, this was something very different than what I'm used to, because I don't know, strictly just books and trying to get to law school. So I thought this was a good experience for me to try out. And honestly, being a part of this, I've seen so many and heard like so many different people's voices, and like just everyone that's in the group just seems so creative. And even Amani's poem, like I remember I heard it, Attorney Davis played it, and I still remember it. It was so good and powerful. And it's just so many other people in the group that are just as good. So I think this is a good opportunity for me to meet and witness some great creativeness.
And be part of it yourself, of course. Thank you so much for that. Ramaya, how about you?
Well, I've always been taught that it takes a village to do what we want to do and to do what we need to do.
Okay.
And I've also been always taught to give back to my community. And I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to do so. I feel like what really brought me in was his focus, the focal point on youth. I think oftentimes you have all these organizations and they say they have a focal point on youth, or they say they want to benefit the youth, but they don't allow the youth to be themselves. They don't allow the youth to take charge on the platform. They don't completely give youth the opportunity to completely use their voice. And I felt like Attorney Davis created a platform and a program where we could completely do that. We could be completely authentic. We didn't have to hide any parts of ourselves. We could do whatever we wanted to do to empower the youth. And I will forever be eternally grateful for that. And that is what really drew me in for this organization.
That's awesome. What a great opportunity to take advantage of. Thank you. Thank you for that. Taylor, how about you?
Sorry.
Taylor, how about you? What drew you to the project? What is it that said to you, I got to be part of this? I have something I need to give, and this is just the direction I need to put it in.
Well, it's crazy how this all happened. I found out about the project like a day after I even met Attorney Davis. So I was doing community service. That's how I actually met him. And I heard about the opportunity, like, through another friend that knows him. So it was crazy. But what really attracted me to the project was that, there were going to be other like young creators. And I just feel like similar to Ebony, like I've always been back and forth, like, from here, like here in Atlanta to school. But like, I'm really just before like I started, being affiliated with you all. I just really knew people that I knew like from high school. Like I didn't really know like other people. So this gave me an opportunity. I want to be a brand consultant and I want to get into management. And, in order to do that, I have to know like, people.
Awesome.
So it was nice to just like collaborate and, even just like as a bystander to watch these, these different songs and visual art pieces and, you know, whatnot come together. Just being
Mhm.
part of the conversation or just witnessing everything. Yeah,
No, I think
oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's like not only do you get to be part of of the community and the village that's putting this together, but you also get to expand your amazing brand of yourself, you know, and the direction that you're headed. So that's a great networking opportunity and wise of you to look into how you might be able to offer something and also get to know others. Brilliant.
Right.
And you know, what's interesting with Taylor is that, you know, I knew that she had just kind of come on the scene, right? What'd you say, just a day before, basically?
Yeah.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this speaks to Mauli's vision of this whole thing, was that he was like, I think Taylor, I think that girl Taylor is somebody that I can lean on to help me to, you know, put stuff together. And I'm like, who's Taylor, bro? And he's like, you remember she was sitting, because she was sitting by me in the studio. And so I was like, oh yeah, I remember her. And so he's like, yeah, she's really sharp. You know, I think that she can, next thing you know, now she's knee deep in it, you know? So that speaks to her, him being able to see the vision in her.
I was going to say, our joke amongst each other, we call Taylor the administrator. She is the one.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
And,
gotta have one.
To his credit, he saw it. You know, he saw that in her, so that speaks to his vision. So anyway, I'll get out the way. I just want to.
No, you're good. I want to hear from Mahogany, and then we definitely want to hear from Amani after that. But Mahogany, how about you? What drew you to this project?
Well, a lot like Ramaya said, I really believe in community. I come from a long line of family who is really deep in the community, and sometimes being a young person, it's hard to find your own voice in that. So I felt like this was a really, really good opportunity for me to kind of step out a little bit more on my own. Although my dad is very involved in Black Man Lab, we all love Bob Marley. I felt like this was a really good opportunity for me to step out on my own, branch out a little bit, and really connect with some other artists, some more like-minded people. And also, I feel like the youth of today have a lot to say, and I felt like this was a great platform for us to say what we need to say in a positive way.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely deep roots with you and Ebony. You know, I know them very well, and glad to see you guys both involved in bringing your amazing characteristics and traits to the table. We do nothing but benefit from all of you all's voices. And I want to end up with the poet here, Miss Amani. I unfortunately I didn't hear it, Marty, man. Like, now you got me fiending. I want to hear a poem. Do you think maybe she could give a little bit of a poem a little bit later, maybe?
I sure hope so. Hey,
I hope so.
Amani, do you think you could bless us tonight?
Hey man, Amani, stay ready. She from Decatur, son. She stay ready.
Man.
I just want you all to know this is an East Side sister. So she ready.
Who knew Decatur was just hardcore like that, right?
Who knew?
Hardcore Black liberation, Black arts movement, baby.
Love it.
So Monty, you know, we won't ask you to bless us yet with it, because we want to save that for a little bit later in the program. But tell us how did you get involved and what drew you to it?
Well, really, I just thought it was a great opportunity. And I really, well, what really got me was just the first part was just Black. Like, that's what really made me wanted to jump in it. Like, oh, Black creators, Black innovators, you know, just being around Black people. Like, I just thought that was just going to be a great experience, period, you know? And I just wanted people to hear my voice. I wanted people to hear what I had to say, and I have a lot to say. So, yeah, and I think I have a lot to bring to the table. So that's why I was in it, because I want people to hear me.
Well, clearly you've shown that. And I love the Issa Rae mentality that I'm just going for everybody Black. I love it. She's like, as soon as I heard Black, I'm in. I love it.
Chips in the middle of the table. Good stuff. So ladies, here's my next question for us is, as it relates to the actual project, right? When you got into it, you got involved with it, because obviously, as it started out, there was a lot of questions, right? You weren't 100% sure on direction or anything like that right off the bat. We just knew what we wanted to try to accomplish in terms of bringing out the best in our young folks to speak to everything that Brother Mowley was talking about earlier. What point did it hit you all? You all were getting involved in the first meeting. What was it that hit you all? It was like, oh, this is something different. If it did hit you that way, Amani, how about you? I'll start with you and start where we finished.
Can you repeat the question?
So what point did it really just hit you? Like what point was it, did you come to understand what this project was about?
Oh, like, man, like the second week, like as soon as I finished reading the book, like that's when we really started going, like it started getting serious. They started going to the studio and I was just like, dang, like this is for real. Like, and then we started going to, after we started going to the studio, we started doing like video shoots. I was like, man, this finna be fun. Like, I didn't think it was gonna go like this far. Like I thought it was gonna be something small, like, but you know, as soon as I saw it like branch out, like studios and all of this stuff, I was like, man, like this is really gonna be something big, you know? So that was.
And the beauty of it is that it's continued to blossom, right? From that early on stages to, like you were talking about, the being in the studio, various studios, the video shoots, all of these things, it just continues to blossom. And you all are really the beacon for that to happen. You all are really what's making that happen, because behind all of that, ultimately, this kind of stuff has to be funded, or it's going to come out of Brother Mowley's pocket. So he's working hard to get it funded. And the reason that it gets funded, though, is because of the amazing work that you guys are doing. So we're seeing that coming. We're seeing the money's coming in to fund this project. And you guys are just continuing on to do creative and great things. Taylor, how about you?
Oh, no, I was actually gonna go off of what Amani was saying.
Go ahead.
It was cool. Like, I loved the concept, of, the project that we're doing and whatnot, but I also liked, the professionality of it. Like, again, I didn't really know Attorney Davis. I'm like, like, I don't know, like, what is, but when I got to the studio and, I rang the little buzzer thing, they were like, oh, Sony ATV. And I was like, okay, like, all right, like, this is like cool. So I liked how it was like, not just like a rinky dink project, like, because I don't do that type of stuff.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
and absolutely not. This has been, as we've done the walk, as you guys have done, I keep saying you all doing the work. As you've done this walk, I think that Amali has been very intentional about making sure that it's done in a professional way for a couple of reasons. One, we want a good product at the end of the day. But two, this gives you all an idea of what to expect as you all move into your professional careers, regardless as to whatever it is. If you're doing something in a creative space like this, or just from a business mindset, it gives you a great idea of what to expect and how to move in a professional way. So that's a great point. Mahogany, how about you? What was that moment for you?
I've had a lot of great moments since we started this process. A lot of really powerful moments. I feel like the one that stood out for me the most, though, was writing the "We Need You" anthem. We really had a great time writing the anthem, but something about the way so many of us came together, and it just flowed. It was not an easy task, but just an easy. We just all really connected. It just happened. It was just great. The energy was great. So much positivity. So much Black excellence in one room.
Absolutely. I call that ancestral energy, right?
Yes.
There's something that's within all of us when we are allowed to be our our authentic selves in a space that our greatness just shows, right? And that's what happened there. That was just natural greatness coming together all at once. It was amazing. I know exactly what you're talking about. From on the sidelines, be on the sideline to watch it, it was almost like watching a beautiful tree grow fast as hell. Like you just boom, blossom. All in, what was that? It's probably, 3-4 hours maybe of work that all this greatness just happened like that. It was amazing. So I get it. I still feel that energy today on that moment. What about you, Ebony?
I'm just in total agreement with you and Mahogany. I feel like the day that we did that, so for people watching and listening, so we started the morning at the regular studio, nice, big, shiny studio, right? Everybody's doing their interviews and stuff and, putting stuff together. And then we got booted into the rain, trying to figure out where to go. And from that moment, it went from, oh, this is going to be really good to this is going to be great. Because as we stood in the rain, optimistic about the rest of the day, someone called somebody else, put that Black excellence on the line, got us in another space. When we get to this space, it was like pure Black magic. And we had people, everybody was doing something. And everybody was doing something productive. There were fashion meetings, business meetings, writing sessions, recording sessions, cipher planning. All of this was happening. And I just remember standing there at one moment. I was like, oh, this is about to be it. Like it went from this is going to be good to, oh, this is the one. And that was the day I was like, that's it. Like, this is what it's for.
Absolutely. And Ebony, you know what got me too? Was when you all started working on the "We Need You" anthem and didn't have a beat yet, didn't have a track yet, and it was like, who's got a track? Anybody got tracks? And all of a sudden, everybody's like, here's a track, here's a track. I was like, so that's just sitting out there. Y'all just have tracks ready to go, and then
they were fire.
Yeah,
and they were
all fire. Yeah, all great. So you're right. Black excellence was on tap and still is on tap. Nadia, how about you?
I remember when my group met amongst ourselves, it was like very early in the project, and everyone in the group was just collabing, throwing ideas out there, what they wanted the song, and like if we had a video for our song, like what it wanted to look like. And everyone was very excited, like, oh, we're about to be the best, blah, blah, blah. And then a few weeks later, when we hear everyone else's songs, we're like, oh, everyone is just as good as what we thought we was about to be. So I think then that's when I realized that this was it was going to be something big, because everyone's just, like I said, so creative and so good with what they had, with their talents.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that, to your point, you think that with this large of a group of people that we have, that there would be like just a portion of people that would be super creative, and doing their thing. But it turns out everybody has a role and everybody jumps into it, and that's what's really amazing about it. So I completely feel you on that one. Maya, how about you?
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to like be in person and like enjoy that space yet. But from what I can say is like how amazing it was to see how, like, for all our different groups, I feel like we all had members who weren't really active, and we kind of had to pull up a lot of slack at some point. But like the way that we were all able to pull each and every group together, like regardless if it was team A, team B, team C, we were able to all come together and make it work. And like that's when I knew that like this was gonna be really serious. I remember there was a call with Eldred at like 11 o'clock at night, and it was all the captains, and we were just trying to figure out ways we can make it work. And I was like, okay, everybody's serious about this. And then when I realized everyone was serious, and I started to realize everyone cared. And I think when you know someone cares, you're gonna put in a lot more effort. And I think that's when people became a lot more serious about it, and we're really trying to put in their all.
Absolutely, and that's what's been amazing to me is that everybody seems very serious about it. Usually, again, you have a group of. I've been a young person long ago, and if I was ever in a group, there was always somebody that was, kind of slacking or whatever. but not with this whole project and this group. It's like everybody is trying to tap in somewhere, somehow. I think mainly because nobody wants to be left out of the greatness. At the end of the day, you know that this is going to be an amazing, amazing project when it all comes together. So thank you all. Did I miss any? I got everybody right on that question. Miley, were you jumping in?
I just wanted to, when we started, Black Men Lab is really such a male-centered space. And the whole question was like, is this going to be open to sisters? And I was like, I don't see how we couldn't. If we're going to create anything,
right,
that we got to have sisters to co-create with. That's what it is to be African, and to have that energy and that spirit and that that drive. And all of these sisters in their different ways have contributed. And I just think that I just want people to see them and to hear them. What we get to see and hear from them, I want the world to see. I want other young people to see. I want people to hear Ebony's voice and to know Ramaya's her thinking and creativity through business planning, and same with Taylor and Nadi. I want the world, I want other young people to see, because when we say Black Men Lab is a safe and sacred space, that's what we're trying to. That's when they say they felt free to create, because we've been trying to intentionally create a space where you feel free to create because you're safe and sacred. And what we tell the world is that if y'all leave us alone, if y'all would give us our space, or if we got to take our space, which is what we're having to do, as my comrades in Malcolm X Grassroots movement say, we got to free this land. Wherever we stand, we got to free that land so that we can have a Quilombo, have a space that's safe and sacred where young people can thrive. And it's to be quite frank, it's shameful that there are not more spaces like that. That when they go to school during the day, that can be a space of great pressure, not pressure, but a space where they are confined, where it can be a hostile space. School can be a hostile space for our children. And that's crazy. That's crazy, man. So I just wanted to, to acknowledge that and just lift up that I'm so glad that they are doing what they're doing, and getting to see them it's inspiring. It's very, very inspiring. I can't do enough for them. It's like my children. You know how you have children, and once y'all have children, ladies, y'all understand that there is no bounds to which you will end. There's no limitations. You will go all the way for your children, because you just want them to have it and be protected and be able to do their thing. And that's how I feel as I've watched and built relationships with these young people, is that I can't work hard enough to help make this happen, even on a bigger, broader scale. So I just wanted to drop that in out of love and respect for these young sisters.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Everything you said there is so apropos, because with Black Men Lab, like you said, we've focused on young men, but we know that there's no village, no community without our women. And having you all in this space is integral in making sure that we are connecting all of the dots. And when I say connecting the dots, I'm talking about the dots of our community, so that we can build our own land, we can build our own spaces, we can run our own businesses and everything that we can on our own, because we know this: the world is a better place, right? The world is a better place. We are doing our best. We know that, because there's plenty of people out here that aren't built on the same, as I talked about, that ancestral spirit. There's plenty of people that aren't built on that same ancestral spirit that we are. And that is one of community and of love. And when we are allowed to do that, we are allowed to have that space. You see what's happening. I mean, this This project is nothing more than synopsis of that. That's all this is. It is a space that has allowed you all to be great. It's also, we talked about our everybody being on the same page and everybody looking to do some work. The great thing about this, and this is just an observant eye, is that as I've looked, I love to see our young sisters be able to look at our young men sometimes, maybe give them a little side eye that unintentionally keeps them in check. I seen that in this work that you all have been doing. I see you all give that look to say, what you doing over there? It makes somebody stay on point. And our brothers respond to that really well. So with that, one of the other things I want to talk about is what we've seen so far. We've done the music, we've done some spoken word stuff. Recently, you guys, what did you do this last weekend? I know, but I'm just wanting somebody to speak up on it.
Yeah, because I wasn't there.
The video.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Go
Mike.
ahead, Evan.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay. Go ahead, Amani.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna say that we did the video shoot, and I know Ebony was there, but they did the "We Need You" anthem, and it was really dope. Like, they were lip singing, singing and stuff, and it was just really cool. But that was just a little bit of it. But Ebony can add on to like what she did. So yeah.
Go ahead.
So this weekend we started shooting our video. So like Monty said, we had the anthem shoot going. Monty started working on the conception for her, the concept for her video, for her poem. It was really great. I walked in while she was up there doing her thing, and I was like, oh snap! It was looking so good. And so it was really cool, and we were recording in a space that was collaborative, and I would see people from the other side peeking around like, oh my gosh, these kids are cool. Like, what are you guys doing? And it was cool to see other people who had never heard something, and they would like ask questions. And then we followed that with another session on Sunday at the studio, cleaning up music, finishing up interviews on camera and everything like that. And so it was just really great energy this weekend.
Good stuff. Anybody else got any feedback from the weekend? Okay. All right, Joe, you gonna jump in?
Yeah, man. I have a question. It's this impact that Maui has on people, and I think he jumped off, so that's perfect because we can say it unsolicited here. I went into education a few years back after a long time in corporate America because I thought that the ancestors were asking me to do something different. Like many of you said, I thought they were asking me to serve my community a little bit differently, a little bit better, be more in tune with those that are most in need, be the voice for the voices and so forth. So, I did one or two things here or there, but, I went to school, I went to FAMU with Jana. And so Maui and I have known each other for a good little while. He was in the military with my brother. So I was like, let's see what Attorney Davis is up to. And he's out here, protesting and leading civil rights marches and changing laws that help brothers and people of color that are being marginalized and going to jail in disproportionate numbers and so forth. And what it did in that space is it empowered me. It empowered me just being in that space, being around him, being in those environments. And I since have just gone and done a lot of different things that, a lot of brothers in the Black Man Lab don't even know that I do, but it's just, I feel empowered. I feel strengthened by just being in that space and being in the Black Man Lab and being with some of these brothers that are so intentional about their efforts. And I've done some things. I want to get y'all's thoughts. I want to know. So, and it may not be there right now, but whether it's business or organizations or poetry or whatever, how is what you've done so far? How is being involved in this project so far empowered your thoughts or made you start thinking about, okay, here's what's next for me. Didn't even know I was going to do that. So now I want to go do this. Has anybody had that spark? Has anybody been thinking about, all right, here's what's next for me? Because I just had to say, that's being around Attorney Davis and being with the Black Men Lab and the brothers, it has sparked me to do so many other things, so many areas of my life. And I just wanted to hear from y'all. No particular order. If somebody has had that and they have some thoughts on what's next for them, just chime in.
I'll go first. I haven't necessarily had a spark, but I would say that I've had confirmation and knowing that the work that I want to do and the work that I'm doing is like needed, and it's valued, especially amongst Black youth. Like for a period of time, like for me personally, I go to predominantly white school, which I'm never really around a lot of Black people. And so it's kind of like, it can be really strenuous at times. And it can also be kind of like, really, you can bounce between this idea of like, am I doing enough? Is what I'm doing even valued? Like, what is my purpose, like, is my purpose like really needed? And I felt like going through this process, especially with Mr. Davis, has really like confirmed that the work that I'm doing and the work that I need to do is needed, especially within our community. And it's extremely valued. And it's also showed me that like the smallest amount of work, you never know how much it can impact or what else it can spark as well. Like one word could spark a whole song. Or one image could spark a whole fashion design. Like that is what I've just really noticed about this whole thing is like we each individually will like pour in little crumbs and we make this beautiful cake that is like so amazing. And I feel like that is the one thing that I really got confirmation on.
I love it, Ramaya, and I just want to emphasize the importance of what you just said. One of the things that we've done at Black Men Lab is we do this thing called affirmations. And it's something that we do because society, the systemic oppression that we live in, the white supremacist America that we live in, has told us that we're not valued. Literally, it's in our Constitution. We're not even a full human. So it has taught us that we're not of value, that we're not important, that what we have to say isn't important. So that affirmation that you receive, Amaya, is so important. And I'm glad you touched on that because heck, you know, whatever you do moving forward, just the fact that you receive that and you know the value and the importance, that there makes it all worth it, because what you're going to do now is you're going to pour into somebody else or something else, and they're going to receive that same affirmation because now you believe it, now you know. And we all know, none of us are here in that space if we don't know, but it helps just a little bit to see those around you affirming you and saying, yes, oh my goodness, we need that. Oh my goodness, I love that poem. Like that is so critical what you just said. So I appreciate that, and I receive that definitely. Ebony, I think you want to say something?
Yeah, so what I was going to say is, for one, just speaking to your words about Baba Mauli, he definitely has an effect on people. And one thing I can say about the extent of this project, it's a little weird because me personally, you know, I've known him pretty much, I can't remember not knowing him. So I feel like it's weird knowing somebody pretty much your whole life and not really knowing them at all, right? And so I feel like just in these couple of weeks, you know, knowing him and looking up to him, I've gained a new level of respect and love for what he's doing for us, right? It's such a heightened level of gratitude because a lot of people don't take time to give youth in our community limitless space and opportunity. And it doesn't matter what things have been said in these meetings, what crazy large ideas. He's like, okay, bring it to the table, at least. It doesn't matter how big you want to go there. And if we got to stand on the corner to get it, we're going to make it happen. And that gives young creatives the power to just be that. It's kind of like when you feed the kid at school that's been acting out. You know what I mean? Like you give them that little bit of something, you know, that could change their whole life. And so these young creatives who might have felt, you know, similar to I did, blocked in, or felt like you just didn't have the resources, or you didn't have somebody backing you, somebody telling you that you're doing a good job. And so you feel small in your creativity or your contributions. And like Ramaya, you feel like maybe I'm not doing enough, but to have somebody just come and pour this affirmation into you is amazing what comes out of that. And so I definitely think moving forward, in my personal stride, my goal is to keep in touch with these young people I'm a firm believer in no coincidences and building relationships and keeping community close. And now that I have found this amazing group of young people, I will not let them go.
Right.
I'm the one. I will call everybody and I'll be like, hey, where you been? Like, what's going on? Because I just truly believe that it would be a disadvantage to everybody who has access to this to not hold on. And the power that we've been able to unleash throughout this shows that this project was just a springboard for the rest of our lives.
Right.
And so continuing to build on these relationships and continuing to take this work with us in our hearts and in our minds as we grow is going to be imperative. And so that's what I felt charged with coming out of this project.
And Ebony, I tell you what, if you'd have kept talking, Amani was going to jump through this computer and just come high five you. Like, she is with you, sis. Amani cannot control herself. She's like, yes. I see you, Mahogany. But no, I mean, it's amen to all of that, man. And it's funny that the one thing you mentioned is power. And I want us to keep talking about what we're going to do from here. But that power that you talked about, Ebony, that's what they don't want us to realize. That's what so many of us older people began to realize as we got older, and the value in the community and the village and so forth. And that's why they put so much time and energy, 500 years, into tearing the community and the Black family apart and putting us in prison. They spend so much energy in that because they know the power that it contains. And you just
exactly. And like I said, I'm 25, so I'm considered one of the older, participants. But, I definitely, if I was 15, man, how it could have changed the trajectory of me today. You know what I mean? Like it's just wow. Like I think about how I'm going to use this at 25, but when I think about how this would have changed my life at 15, that's like a huge thing for me. So definitely keeping my word on keeping things moving from here.
Salute. I love it. Amani, did you want to jump in and say anything? Because you don't say a whole lot facially.
Well, I agree with everyone. This program has really helped me grow as a poet. Like before, I wasn't really writing that much poetry, and I wasn't really sure like whether my poetry would have like some type of impact on people, But as soon as I got into this program, I realized that my voice and my poetry is important and that people need to hear me. And I feel like that really helped me gain my confidence. And now that just motivates me more to like reach out to other young people and tell them like, hey, like you can be great. You can do this. You can be in a studio and write poetry or write music. Like you can do anything that you want to do. Like it's possible. With the right resources, it is possible. And I feel like this program has shown me that, anything is possible when you have the right resources and when you have the right people around you. And I feel like we need to start giving that out to the community and showing people that they can do it if they have people around them that can help guide them, to get to where they want to be.
Amen.
And you have a good point there when you talk about resources. What we need to realize as a people is that we are our best resource. Our oppressors have realized that, right? They've realized that we are their best commodity and have worked really hard, as Joe said, have worked really hard to keep that mindset that we are a commodity, but not one who can handle our own resources. And this project is an example of us utilizing each other as resources, and then having the power to reach out to other people and say, look at this greatness, and they can be resources for us to fuel this. So, why are you going to say something?
Yeah, before we moved on, I just wanted to acknowledge it. Like I've seen Amani in quite a few different spaces besides this. When I first met Amani, we were in Arthur Langford, and she was like, I think it's like 3 years ago, and she was really quiet. I mean, she was sharing her poetry, but like she definitely wasn't as confident as she is now. Like there's just a different itch of confidence that she presents that's just so amazing. And like we rekindled at, I think it was Vox, and she was sharing some of her poetry then. But like I just watching her grow And so as we got here and just seeing how she's been around like so many amazing people who have just been pushing her to just keep using her voice and just really realizing that her poetry is really it. Like that's just been something that I'm just really thankful being able to just see her process. And like I mean I don't really know everyone else a part of Black Man Lab like that, so I of course haven't been able to see their growth like that, but witnessing her growth has been really inspirational, because I'm pretty sure she's probably one of the youngest ones in Black Man Lab, and just seeing the way that she that sense of confidence that she presents, she shows up and shows out every time, and that's just that.
Thank you. I'm blushing.
I'm blushing for you.
Mahogany, is there? I saw you a little bit earlier. Mahogany or Nadia or Taylor, feel free if you want to offer something. I think Mahogany was saying something earlier.
Yeah. So for me, one of the things I've kind of taken from this, and I'm continuing to take from this, is trying to be the light in other people's lives that these young people have been for me. I think one thing I really realized and try and remember throughout this process was how important having positive people in your life is. And one thing that was really big for me was our Sunday, we meet up and do kind of do a spoken word working with Kimmy. And those sessions are just so powerful to me. Every week, listening to Amani and Quaylin and Suleiman and Kimmy, and just being in a really positive space, it has been really, really great for me. And that's something I definitely plan on taking with me from this experience.
Awesome.
That's beautiful. And that's a great point, Mahogany, that you get out of this is that we come to understand that it's a bigger picture, right? And it's not just about you. And what you just said there is that you want to work to, help others or to put forth energy to others. There's a thing called the Law of Reciprocity, where you put out that goodness, that love, whatever you want to call it, you put it out and it finds its way back to you. And that's been a philosophy for a long time, is that you put out to the world what you want to get back in. And that's great that you're recognizing that through this project. So great. Who else? Who do we miss? Nadia. Go ahead, Nadia.
So I think for me, like, it's kind of different. So like, I've always known I wanted to be a lawyer, but then someone's like, well, why do you want to be a lawyer? And that's something I've always struggled with answering. And I think everything that I've experienced from 2020 to now, like with school and everything that's going on in the world, helped me answer that. And then being a part of this project has helped me confirm that I do want to be a lawyer, because I do want to be able to help make the change for like people who have experienced racial discrimination or are behind bars for like just being Black, and just because the system is set up to like not help Black people typically. And I just want to be able to help change that. And I think being a part of this project, seeing things that have been going on, seeing all the creative Black people that there are, that what we have to offer. And then sometimes it just goes to waste because of the system does not want us to prosper. Right. So I just want to help be that change to like stop making that happen. If that makes sense.
Absolutely, it makes sense. Absolutely, it makes sense. And you wanting to be, what kind of law do you want to do, Nadia?
So right now I'm thinking about civil rights and family law.
I know a guy who's pretty good with this civil rights stuff, so you might want to lean in on him a little bit.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about too.
He does a decent job.
Yeah.
He's all right. Taylor?
I think the biggest takeaway for myself, well, I'm going to say what the biggest takeaway is for myself, and then just, so for me, I mean, I think I kind of already said it earlier, but just like, I don't know, I feel like I'm constantly evolving and stuff like that. So sometimes it's hard to like, sometimes I'll grow out of a crowd that I was once a part of, so I feel like, I've resurfaced a lot, within the past couple of months. So I felt like it was cool to like, find like a group of people that I enjoy being around. And I plan on keeping in contact with these, with the people in the program, like after we're finished. And then one thing that I like is that not only are we like, currently benefiting from the project, but I also see like, you know, like a benefit for everybody in the future, like with the whole soundtrack or whatever, you know, like songs don't go away, you know, like,
Mhm.
and then I also feel like just with when it comes to internships or jobs or just, you know, whatever, like it's so hard to get that shot, you know? So I feel like everybody in the program has gotten an opportunity to, you know, get some experience in, you know, so now we can, yeah, I don't know.
But I think that you're absolutely right. I think that each of you all that are involved in the project, if nothing else, you're going to walk away with some experiences that give you a high level of expectation as you move forward doing whatever you do professionally, right? So if you are going to be in business, if you're going to be in the creative space where you're doing music or anything like that, you're going to have a level of expectation, but then also a level of expectation with yourselves of, you know, I know how to handle this because I've already been through you. This is almost an internship for you. It's outside of school. It's outside of a corporate job or anything like that. That gives you great perspective. So I completely agree with you on that. Molly, I see you back. Were you checking in?
Yeah, man, I'm just vibing. I'm
Okay.
just vibing. I got pulled away. You know, we trying to raise money to keep this thing going. So
We appreciate
that,
that.
by the
it's
way.
good. I
Remember
just been enjoying. I just been everybody
Good
and
stuff.
getting enjoying nice commentary. So I'm
Cool.
hoping we
Go ahead.
I haven't missed Imani. Have I missed Imani?
No,
And Mahogany
No,
too.
yeah, actually, I was just about to get into that before we get into, you know, habits, rituals, and practices and whatnot. Amani, I would love it if you could bless us with a little bit of your poetry because Mr. Joe, unfortunately, has some commitments on Saturdays, and I haven't been around a lot to witness y'all firsthand. I've been a little bit here or there, so. If you could bless us
So
with
let me cut him off, Amani. He just wants to hear the greatness, okay? Because he's been missing it. So he's trying to, you know, softball it or whatever. Can you drop some bars for us, please? And then Mahogany, can you too?
Mahogany and Ebony. Ebony got
go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You ready, Amani? Now, Maoli put you out there. He said the Decatur folks are always ready.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I just gotta hold on. Let me find my Google Doc.
Okay. We'll give you a minute.
Okay, this is a short one because I want to be too long. I am here to light a match under America, spreading a forest fire of Black youth. My voice as loud as bombs so that this Black girl you see will not be in vain, so that these poems can make a generation fly, so I'm so fly, so here to change the world with these poems, so this body that flows with the power of her ancestors, a nation, so this tongue that is a trigger so thick, click, my words that hit like bullets, boom, my language that pops pretty packed pistols, I pop off at anything that pops off. My poems make you praise. You can't cookie cutter and cut down my power, can't silence my screams, my voice. I resurrect a mic, holy state, shout, my voice is louder than this. That's it.
Ashe.
Go.
That was beautiful. Help with it.
Mahogany, I want Ebony to give us some of them. Bring us to let them hear some of our of that anthem. A little flavor.
I don't know if copyright laws like allow.
Oh.
We haven't quite published yet.
I love it.
You got Nadia is like, I'll research that issue since I'm on my way.
Right.
Give us some, Eb.
Come back to me.
All right.
All right. Mahogany, you ready?
Yeah, of course, Mahogany is ready.
Yeah.
Of course, she's ready.
I am a young Black mind, unconfined by these wretched times, called on by the divine to cross society's lines. I am a young Black heart, God's own work of art. Always play it smart, but never scared to play my part. I am a young Black soul, born to break the mold, full of stories still untold, a life yet to unfold, beautiful and bold. I am young Black hands, young Black feet, young Black spirituality. I am a perfect culmination of everyone who came before me. I am young, Black, and irreplaceable.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Boom, boom.
Wow.
What's up?
Oh my goodness.
That's strong.
Amazing.
That's real strong.
For real.
Eb, you ready?
Okay. What if I just give y'all lift every voice and sing? Will that suffice?
Give it to us.
Bring
All
it.
right. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicings rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Yes. Ashe.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Man.
Tell you what, this is a once in a lifetime Black Man Lab right here, brother. Just know that. Know that.
I got news for you, Joe. It's gonna happen again.
It has to.
It's strong.
Has to.
Strong, man. So look,
wow.
Ladies, we are up against the clock, but what we do every week, we ask our panelists what are their habits, rituals, and disciplines that they do on a daily basis that keeps them moving forward every day, that keeps you focused, keeps you able to do the great work that you do, and helps you to get to your greatness. So if you guys could just give us your habits, your rituals, and your disciplines that you do every day. Just shoot them out real quick. We'll go around and ask everybody what they are. So Taylor, how about you? What are your habits, rituals, and disciplines?
My habits, rituals, and discipline?
Yeah.
No one's ever asked me that before.
Welcome to Black Man Lab.
My habits. I mean, this is in general?
Yeah, just things that you do every day that are kind of your focal points on every day that can help you to keep moving forward.
My gosh. Wow. Okay. So, I mean, I always try to, make the best out of everything. I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing, but like, I kind of act like, there's nothing bad. I try to just think about everything in a positive light. And I just think that, no matter what happens, like there's always like, you can turn anything into a positive, so I just try to like stay happy and like, not be happy.
Work hard on positive mindset.
Yeah, that I'm not good with words really, but yes.
Okay. We knew where you were going with that.
No one's ever asked me that. That's so deep.
Well, we know that, we are a product of the things that we do regularly, right? We know that, like myself, every morning I have some time to myself where I reflect on the day before, what I'm trying to do that present day, spend some time with the Creator. And all those things help me to stay in a positive mindset. Before COVID, I tried to go to hot yoga every day, just to try to do something for my body physically. But those are the kind of things that, we talk. Some people write lists. Some people have different things that they do every day that just help them to stay focused. Amani, how about you?
I would say do yoga, eat fruit, and do my daily affirmations every day, every morning.
Solid. Affirmations are big too. I try to do those every day as well. Just so you guys know, on YouTube, we have a Black Man Lab affirmation as well. If you go there, where the men of Black Man Lab did affirmations, is really good and powerful. Mahogany, how about you?
One thing I really try and do every day, for one, is write. No matter what it is, it's not necessarily spoken word or poetry or songwriting all the time. Sometimes it's just how I'm feeling. I found that it's really good with helping me deal with my emotions, especially when I don't know what I'm feeling, and also trying to speak positively, whether it be about myself or other people.
Good stuff. Writing is another good tool too. Like you said, it helps you to kind of collect your thoughts somewhere and be able to be clear. So that's great stuff. I know Molly does that as well. He's a daily writer. Ramaya, how about you?
For me, I also do affirmations daily. I also pray daily. And then also every day I try to feel a sense of gratitude. I feel like each day there's something to be thankful about. So I haven't done my gratitude for the day, so I'll give it to Mr. Davis. For just always being there, and for any space that I'm in, making it feel like home. I've never felt awkward being in any space where Mr. Davis has been over. So that today my gratitude goes to you.
Oh,
Awesome. Great stuff. Great stuff. And you should always feel comfortable at home with your people. So, Nadia, how about you?
So I think 3 things I do every day. I work out, I drink tea or coffee, because I have to have tea or coffee in the morning. That's my time to myself. And I usually write on the whiteboard, like what I need to do today and like the next day. So yeah.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Eb, how about you?
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I got
There
myself.
you are.
Okay. Okay, wait, what is it again? It's
habits, rituals, and disciplines.
Disciplines.
Uh-huh.
So in the mornings, I try and start my day with either water or cleansing juice. Like, I love breakfast food, but I don't always knock it out in the morning. I start with that first, putting something clean into my body. Also, I do take time every day. Like, people think it's so weird. When I get off work, I don't go in the house. I sit in my car. And I sit in my car for at least 15 minutes. And I just, whatever is on my mind, whether it's to write or whether it's to listen to something inspiring or whatever it is, I feel like that's just my me time, especially because I share space. So I really feel like to focus, my car is like my little safe haven. So yeah, I'll sit in the car, and then I try to talk to someone I feel like will encourage me. So whether it's possibly encourage me. So whether it be family or close friends or somebody involved in this project, like whoever it is for the day that I feel like I need to pull encouragement from, or somebody that I can really give encouragement to, but really pull encouragement from, because a lot of times, we get leaned on. And sometimes you need to pull from all of your resources, So yeah, so drink something that will cleanse my body, give myself me time, and talk to someone who I feel will encourage me positively. That's my thing.
Beautiful. Great stuff. Great stuff. So appreciate you guys. We are at the end point here. We've reached our time, man. I told you this will go by pretty fast, especially with you young queens on here. So we are.
Marty, before we end, I want to say one more thing. One last thing as you close out. So here's the thing that's been so amazing to me tonight. Well, one of the many things. Last week we had the fellas on, and I'm gonna throw shade at the fellas. That's what I do. Everybody knows I'm the king of shade. We had the fellas on, and you know, we joking around and so forth, and the fellas like, well, you know, I know Group A did such and such. Well, Group C did such. Well, Group B, I tell you, whoop. You know, it was funny. We was loving it, you know. Man, all I've heard tonight from these young ladies is, yo, I can't wait to work with her when we're done with this. There's some other things I want to do. I can't wait to be part of this community. I'm never letting this community go. I love the synergy and the togetherness and the cohesiveness that they have already. Not saying the fellas didn't. I'm somewhat joking, but I just love what you all bring, the cohesiveness and the power that you bring to this, and the togetherness and the vision and the sight that you have beyond this. Just salute to you. And you know, nothing in this country is happening without Black women, just period. And just thank you for your involvement. Thank you for your strength and your power, your wisdom and your knowledge, and just keep being amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And keep keeping our guys moving in the right direction, because you guys definitely help do that with the project, whether you know it or not. So thank you for that. Every week we wrap up the same way. We do a traditional thing that we call a link in this chain. I think you guys have probably experienced it already with the project. Miley, I'm gonna bring you in to close us out, man.
And some of these young ladies knew Mama and Jerry very well. They're friends with Mama and Jerry's daughters and granddaughters. So we close lifting and honoring the spirit of a Queen Mother and Jerry Algani, and we link up. So get your arms up. Let's link up. And we say, I am a link in this chain.
I am a link in this chain.
And it won't break here.
And it won't
break here.
I am a link in this chain.
I am a link in this chain.
And it won't break here.
And it won't break here.
We are links in this chain.
We are links in this chain.
And we won't break here.
And we won't
break here.
Ashe.
Ashe.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Sisters, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank y'all.
I loved having you all, and we're going to task you all. This won't be your last one here. All right. You all be back on here
released,
again.
Man, when that album goes platinum and the video goes to the Oscars and all of that, y'all gonna have to come back and not forget the Black Man Lab.
There it is.
Who interviewed you first? Brother Marty Monaghan and Brother Joe Barker.
Let's go. Keep up the great work, ladies. Love you all.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Love
I love y'all. Be safe, and thank you again.